eyelashes like
you got your light there.
Is it?
That's
It's not better. Is it a little better?
yeah, it's better.
yeah.
Okay.
It is.
I got a little
Um.
I guess a little floater that I keep seeing in my eye, and
Oh.
that's what's making me blink.
Oh,
Okay.
I
okay.
can see something going
Just
across.
don't start grabbing at it. Just don't, don't do that, and we'll be all right. Everybody
Goodness.
have their weekend review lined up. I think I was going to go first tonight.
Okay.
Victoria, you're going to speak again about the book bundle and just
All right.
let people know who won and what that is. And you're going to, yes, you're going to talk about the story challenge.
Are
Uh,
we talking about our week in review?
yeah,
Okay.
that's all
Then
part of
I will come up with something then.
it. You
Right.
always do. You always do. Looking forward to that. I have,
Uh-huh.
I have an interesting thing to share.
Oh, really?
My
Okay. All
weekend.
right. Too.
Yes, don't get excited. It's not. It's not.
You're just
It's
so
not
interesting.
great. It's just a little something.
I'm ready to plan our October treat.
Retreat. Yeah.
Our October retreat. I got the hiccups and it came out treat.
Are you mountain people? Have you ever done the mountains?
Very long time.
Uh-uh.
Very long time.
That's not there's no beach in the mountains. We can't
All right,
go.
everybody. Time to bring
Change
it.
the venue. Thank you,
Green
Alan.
salad, roll up.
Well, good evening, everybody.
Good
Good
evening.
Hello there,
Don't do
Miss
that.
Ruth. How are you this evening?
I am awake. How are you guys?
Ah. Did you
We
get a
are
nap?
well.
For like about 10 minutes.
Oh, that wasn't a nap.
No, that was it was
You just
enough to
closed
make
your
you
eyes
mad.
for a few
So
minutes.
yeah, I basically did. I just closed
Okay.
my eyes and then woke up 1 minute before. I did have the wherewithal to set an alarm so that I didn't
All
sleep
right.
through this, but apparently I didn't need it. So
Very good, very good. Ruth, can you send an email to our guest? Oh, wait, I think he's popped back in. Okay, very good, very good. Hey, Victoria, how are you doing
Hey,
tonight?
I'm doing all right. No, I
Good, good,
cannot
good.
complain.
All right, all right. And to our those who are listening and viewing and coming in, good evening
Yes.
to you.
Welcome.
Francina, welcome to you tonight. And Linda, welcome to you tonight. I know there's some other folks out there who are going to join us this evening. We have a guest. We have a guest, and we're always excited when we have a guest. And
mhm.
I know that you're going to thoroughly enjoy our guest and thoroughly enjoy hearing what he is doing now and hear all about the book that he has written. But before we do all that, you know it is our custom to do our week in review and let you know what the authors in the house have been up to. And I've been writing. I have been writing. I have an assignment to finish
Oh,
for Miss Ruth and get it in her hands. So I'm busy trying to finish that up and we're
Is
gonna
it the one you emailed me about?
uh, yeah, it is.
Okay,
It
cool. That's
is.
good then.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Exactly what it is. And I'm going to tell you all about it too later, not tonight. We're going to
No,
talk
not tonight. That's
Not,
okay.
not tonight. Week in review, though, that was the bulk of my weekend in review. I got to hold babies this weekend.
Oh,
Oh, little bitty
good.
babies. And I love little bitty babies. And these were, month and 2 month old babies. And
Oh,
so,
these were little ones for
yeah,
real.
They're like brand new.
I enjoyed that so much. And I went to an event, the event of the season. And that was my great grandson's 3-year-old birthday party.
All
Oh,
right.
wow.
Yay.
So let me tell you, it was quite interesting to see people walking around the pool with umbrellas. And I thought, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Trying not to get skin
This
cancer.
is crazy. This is crazy. But we were laughing because he is 3. He's still in the midst of potty training, and
Okay.
one of his grandmas has a potty chart that she uses with all of the kids. And Tyler now thinks that's a part of his name. So if you ask him what his name is, he'll tell you Tyler Potty Chart. So we're working on shifting.
That's funny.
We're working on shifting that focus for the baby, so he knows that's not a part of his name.
That is hilarious.
But hey, you gotta laugh and you gotta love him, and it's
He's
just
so
part of
cute.
life. And I'm always looking for things that'll make us smile. So that was
That
my
definitely did it.
Definitely.
proud moment. So what about you, Victoria? What was your week like? What were you up to?
My week was pretty good. It was a long week work wise,
Yeah.
but I got up 4 days out of this past 7 and did some exercises, and so I'm really happy about that. I did my chair exercises, and it's been going pretty good, and I'm pretty excited to keep on doing that. I got a little off track last 2 days, but that's okay. I'm gonna get right
I
back
was
on the course.
inspired by that, Victoria.
I did 4 days in a row. I was like, yes.
I went out and looked at what you were doing, and it is really helping me since I am sitting at the computer so much.
Yes.
Those are things that I can do
Yes.
to keep the movement going. So I thank you for that. I thank you
You're
for being
welcome. You're
consistent and
welcome.
for sharing.
Yeah, I'm gonna incorporate. I got some balls. I think they're 2 pounds a piece, the weight balls. So this week I'm gonna start using the balls in doing that. Just to keep. I gotta get moving and do something. So
Yep.
I did that. So that was about my week. I am to remind our listening audience about our book bundle challenge. Excuse me, not challenge, but giveaway, our book bundle giveaway. We announced our winner last week was Indiana Jeanette, and I've not been able to get in touch with Miss Jeanette as of yet, but if anyone out there knows how to get in touch with Indiana Jeanette, I believe she is a relative of Shatara McDougal, who was on our show a few weeks ago. And I'll probably, end up reaching out to Shatara. But if you're listening tonight, please get in touch with us. We'd love to share what we have. We have 5 books and a mug coming to you from Authors Up, and we just want to give it to you. So we're excited about that.
Yep.
And that was my week.
All right. What you got for us, Miss Ruth?
That wasn't enough time. I couldn't think of anything, so I'll pass. No, no. I mean, it's just it is. Oh, I know what I'm gonna say. Okay, so I'm going on vacation next week.
Okay.
Where you headed?
Well, I know that's next week and not last week, but you know how it goes. When you're getting ready to go on vacation, your mind already goes ahead of you like a week or 2 in advance. So I'm already in Florida. I already am just doing nothing but eating and visiting family. I'm getting a haircut. I'm just like there already.
Yeah.
And this week will probably be my busiest work week yet. So yeah, it's going to be interesting since I'm already in Florida.
Well, good deal.
Yeah, Yeah, no, I'm excited. It's just it's been good. I've been busier at work, so it's just trying to still balance. Hey, you know,
Get
coming
everything.
home because I do live at home and not at work, and
Right,
then just
right.
getting everything done in between. So it's good though. It's good.
I
So
forgot one thing, guys. I forgot one thing. When you said something about how you've been writing, and I said, reminded me that I have not been writing. I
oh
am going to be in featured in Voyager, a Voyager. I'm not sure. I'm not sure of it. I was featured in Voyager Dallas a few months ago, and
Mhm.
they reached out to me to be featured in another one of their publications. It's Voyager something, but that's why I don't know the name of it. But I have been supposed to write this article, and I have not done it yet. And so when you said that, I said, I haven't written the thing. So I wrote it down. Now I got to get it on the calendar because I'm calendar driven now, So
Okay.
I got to
so
get it on.
you're sharing that so that we can hold you accountable.
Of course. But I'm also saying it out loud. So, see, once I say it out loud, I got to do it.
You do.
So I had totally forgotten about it. So I
Well,
got to do it
you
before
will
they remind me
get it done
again.
now. You will get it done now. Good evening, Francina. Good to see you on the line tonight. And hello, Angie O, our South Carolina connection.
Yes.
I always call her. And it's good to have you as well. And in a minute, you all are going to meet a fascinating author. I tell you what,
Mhm.
we love that he is on the show with us tonight. I'm going to tell you a little bit about him. His name is Dennis Galloway, and he has been writing intriguing and exciting stories since the age of 8 years old. We always talk about young writers. He's been writing since he was 8 years old, growing up with an active, vivid imagination and having lived and traveled around the world, experiencing many cultures. He has honed his experiences to create exciting fiction for children and adults, as well as documentaries, videos, and a wide range of other media experiences. Dennis is the author of the immersive #1 best-selling fantasy and adventure fiction novel, The Pen, Sultan's Wisdom, and that's what he's going to be telling us about tonight. Dennis is inspired to help people realize how their choices create their future, good or bad. I like that.
Mhm.
Inspired to help people realize how their choices create their future, good or bad. He believes if people knew they have the power within to make a difference, it would change their lives for the better. I love it. I love it. I love it. We're going to take a brief break right here. And when we come back, guess what you guys are going to get to do?
Yes.
You're going to get to meet Mr. Dennis Galloway.
All right. Welcome, Dennis.
I'm happy
How
to
are
be
you?
here. This is great.
Awesome. And we are happy to have you tonight.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
All right. So let's jump right in. So the pen is different than a lot of the books we normally feature on the show, but I read a lot of fiction and it's different than a lot of the books I read. So
Hmm.
why don't you tell us about your book?
Okay. Well, the book was inspired by a dream that I had. I woke up from that dream and I said to my wife, I've got to write this. This is, wow. What the book is about is in the 1920s in Edinburgh, Scotland, a man goes to an antique store and he gets this old pen because he likes to write with old pens. So he starts writing with it, writing his story. And all of a sudden, the pen starts writing its own story and he can't stop it. And it writes this scribble. He doesn't know what it is. And so he throws the pen down goes to sleep, and he travels back in time to the original owner of the pen, who was a man writing his memoirs as an old man. And he started telling his life story, which started out, he was an escaped orphan on the streets of Cairo, escaped from slavery on the streets of Cairo, and how he grew up through that, how he had adventures of learning how to survive in Cairo, learning how to earn a skill, and then how to survive in the desert when he had to run out, and how he adapted to living with the Bedouin tribe. So he learned the skills of survival, building relationships, of learning wisdom from his older mentors, from people who more or less adopted him. And he traveled throughout the Arabias until he got so good he became a sultan. And that's where he ended up helping people. So it's an interesting story because the man who got the original pen and then dream traveled back comes back and forth from that dream travel. And every time he learns something from this man who grew up over through his adventures, his loves, his battles, his challenges, and the wisdom that he learned. And then he applied it to his own life in Edinburgh in the 1920s and improved his life, because he started out kind of defeated. He was middle-aged or in his late 30s. He thought this was it. He was overweight. He thought, well, I'm not very good at anything. And he learned from this about believing in oneself, about deciding what you want to do and pursuing it. And so his life improved as well. So he got a kind of a two story arcs going. One of the guy who bought the pen at the antique store, which was a mysterious kind of antique store. By the way, I ran across one of those when I was on my travels in Turkey. I said,
What?
That's
That's the book.
that's the one. You laugh, but there was a couple other odd things that happened to me. I actually found a pen. It's not the mystery one in the book, but it's an old fountain pen. It's cool. I put it up on the wall. And part of the story is this guy's name's Harold Duncan, who's the main character. And he had, in his small house, he had a room that he did all of his writing in. He had a roll-top desk. And I said to my wife, I'd like to have one of those. And I thought about it. And I went to this store that had old furniture, and there it was. And the hair on the back of my neck went, whoa. So it was so cool. This guy learns how to overcome adversaries, and he has adversaries in his time, as well as the guy in the past had his adversaries. So you follow the story, how they overcome these challenges and how they become better people. So I put it in the context of the romantic Arabian guy on horseback, the flying cape and sword, and in the 1920s, the guy's struggling about how do I learn my new skill, because at the 20s things were changing in history at that time. New technology was coming and new advancements, and he had to adjust. So I've had lots of fun writing it. I've had a lot of people look at it and enjoy it. So I decided to write a second one.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I like the first one.
First one was about the guy who became a sultan. The second one is a woman who goes to the antique store, finds a pen, and starts writing with it.
Because that's how it ends, right? That's how it ends.
And then it starts up again. And her dream travel takes her to a Templar knight back in those days. And so part of her travel sequence back and forth is to discover where the Templar knight's treasure is.
Wow.
This happened during the 1930s, late 30s, during World War II in Scotland.
Yes.
And,
don't tell no more. Don't tell.
Okay, it's exciting. There's lots of stuff going on, lots of adventure, and I'm putting together. The first book I put together a book trailer, sort of a little movie like, and that's at is.gd the pen.
Right.
And I'm making a second one for this new book, so that's going to come out soon.
Awesome.
Oh, I can't. I'm glad I go see
Be
that.
back soon, so you can tell us more about it, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
Okay, so I need to ask, was your dream that detailed, or how did you develop with the first one? How did you develop the story? How did you know? Okay, because sometimes, I mean, oftentimes we find inspiration for stories. We may see something, we may hear something,
Right.
and know, okay, that's where the story is going to go around. That's what you're going to build your story around. But then
Right.
there's everything else that goes into the story. So tell us a little bit about that process for you.
Okay. The idea came about the pen writing its own story.
Hmm.
Then I had to think about or visualize or use my imagination, which I have a lot of. And sometimes that's
Obviously.
good, sometimes that's bad.
Obviously.
But it kind of developed on its own.
Hmm.
I visualized him finding this pen in a mysterious antique store. Sort of like what came to my mind was Harry Potter's wand shop when he went to that wand shop.
That's just
So
what I
it's
thought
like
about.
that, oh yeah, he's gonna find this, and the guy comes in. It's for you, So yeah, so that kind of developed, and then it developed into okay. Usually in stories, there's antagonists, there's challenges he has to overcome, and then I had to switch my brain. Oh, wait a minute, he went back in the past. Now I have to figure out that past, that character, what his story was, what were his challenges, how did he overcome this or that, and so I tried to put it in the context of the times. By the way, there's an audio of the first book, The Pen.
Okay.
It has all the sound effects of the places that these people are. It has different character voices. So it really gives you a good flavor of the story. And if you look at the book trailer at is.gd/thepen, the voice you hear in it is from the tape. It's from the audio. So you'll hear what that sounds like. So yeah, I'm so excited about it. I know there's going to be a movie. There's going to be a movie.
All right.
Keep speaking it. Keep speaking it.
We are in agreement with you. We are in agreement with you.
It's going to be exciting.
Yes, definitely is.
Okay, so how long did it take you to write the book?
Well, at the time I started the book, let's see, the initial concept came in, I think we were still on the road or had just settled off the road for a while. It took me about a year and a half. Various circumstances in life came up. I had to deal with that. But what I found was if I was consistent and sitting down every day for a certain period of time, I got more done. When that got interrupted and got me off my track and everything, I had to come back to it. But this time, I decided to hire an editor to help me go through and really polish it nice. And I also decided to hire a layout editor so that pages formed correctly and it looked nice. So it took me time to find those people and to work with them, get it polished up. So I'd say it took about a year and a half on the first book.
And now what about the second book? Was that process any easier?
A little bit easier since I used the same people to help me. It took me about 6 or 8 months to write this one. And then life happens, travel interruptions. Right now, I've got the book set to be released, officially printed in September, but you can do a pre-order now at Amazon, for example. You can go ahead and see it's there and get in line for it so that they know how many to put in stock. So when they start shipping them out, you don't have any delays. So that's already been printed, and I have some samples. Right now, I'm finishing up the audio on the second one.
Okay.
That'll probably take another 2 months to get that done.
Oh,
But I heard somebody to do that. See, I learned so much that if I was doing it myself, I've done it myself before, and I had so much to learn how to do it right. It was taking so much time to learn those skills that I just want to write. I just want to write this down. I don't want to be a super editor or super this or that. I just wanted to write. So
Right.
I thought it was more important for me to go ahead and spend the money and get the people who know the skills, that have the skills,
Right.
to make it better than I could ever do or take the time to learn how to do.
So this
So
is
that's-
not your first book? This is not your first
No,
Oh.
actually, I've written about 12 books.
Oh.
Not
okay.
all of them are novels. Some
Okay.
of them are DIY.
Mhm.
There's two other that are printed that are novels. One is a Western and the other is a children's story.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
And then I have about 4 or 5 on the back burner that one of these days I'll get to it. I got to finish this series because there's one more coming in this series. One more. I've
Oh,
already started on it.
oh.
I want to ask where it's going to be set, but we'll wait. We'll wait.
I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait. I want to know it now.
What do you want to know?
I want to know what it's going to be about. We've got the man, and he's gone back and he's done the pen thing, and now we can look forward to this woman who's going to
Mhm.
have her journey and travel. So number 3 would be what's happening.
Well, I'll give you a sneak peek.
Okay,
Uh,
I'll take it.
Yeah, we heard it here, folks.
During the Vietnam War, there were a lot of people that
Mm.
came home that had problems, and they
Mhm.
ended up being on the street.
Mhm.
So this one is about a black veteran who's on the streets and his struggles to survive. Okay.
Mhm.
And what he discovers, the pen came to him, just like these other people had problems and
Yeah.
issues, and the pen arrived in their life. Well, this pen arrives in his life, and he learns how to overcome drug addiction and things on the street, learns how to struggle against the, I call him the antagonist, the person that wants to draw them down.
Yeah.
His person he goes back to is actually based on a real character who was a free man in the South. And when the Civil War started, he decided to help the Union by crossing over to rebel lines and being with his brothers,
Mhm.
the other slaves and so forth, and talking to them about escaping or gathering knowledge and information that he'd go back over the line to the Union to give them that information. So it's based on a real character.
Mhm.
So I tied the two together because I thought both are struggling with
Mhm.
an enslavement, one in drugs, the other
Right.
his physical person,
Right.
and how they're going to learn. It's usually the guy that gets the pen, travels to the past, follows that man's life, and learns from his experiences over a lifetime,
Mhm.
so that the traveler with the pen gets all that information, that wisdom, pretty quickly, and is able to apply it to his life. So I'm only in the first half of that.
Oh, wow.
That's
Awesome.
all right.
Awesome. Okay, now we've got the number 1 best-selling fantasy, the number 2 best-selling fantasy, and you've had a peek at the number 3 best-selling fantasy.
And I'm all for it. I'm getting ready to follow you. You have a new fan.
All right.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's talk about. I got a question. I want to talk about the fact that you've been writing intriguing and exciting stories since the age of 8.
Well, that's when I started writing the little poems to my mother.
Oh,
Oh.
And that's when I learned that my imagination was pretty good.
okay.
But, excuse me, let me get some water here.
Please.
I was always getting in trouble at school because I was always daydreaming.
Yep.
Looking out the window, writing down little stories that would come to my mind. Always
Why
getting
are
in
we
trouble.
not surprised about that?
Look, we all guilty here.
Yeah. So I started writing short stories,
Mhm.
usually for the school or for my parents, my mother or something. And then I started writing just stories that I wanted to write. So I'd have a whole collection of them, but I never published them.
Mm.
So late in life, after my other career, I decided, you know what? I'm going to stop fooling around and get this out there and share it with people.
Yeah.
Share it. And if they don't like it, they don't like it. I don't care. I just wanted to get it out there. And so I enjoyed the process I enjoyed getting the imagination on paper. You know, it's up here, right? How do you get it down there so people can see it and
right.
take it in? That's the challenge. That's the challenge every author has.
Yeah.
And so I never really had any formal schooling in it. Yeah, I took some writing classes I had to in school and stuff like that, but I never went to well, here's how you become a novelist, or here's how you write this or that. Not that they're bad or anything, but I didn't want to stop. I just wanted to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I thought I'd be holding me back, and it'd be forming somebody else's view of what a book is about. And I wanted to form my own idea of what the story is about. But I did query. I did ask questions. I did learn what a story arc is. I did learn that you have to figure out a plot, but I never outlined it. I just kind of felt, okay, now this guy's in trouble. What is he going to do?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got an idea. Let's try that. Or, no, that doesn't make sense. He's not Superman. He doesn't fly with a cape. You know, I wanted it grounded in real life people.
Right.
And real life people can become super people, applying the right philosophy and the right belief.
Right.
So that's what I tried to stick with mostly in my stories.
And that is awesome, because I'll tell you what. So we enjoy talking about the books themselves, but we also talk about the process, because it's just, I mean, everyone is different, but there is still a process that everybody goes through. You know, I personally, I went to school for art, for graphic design. And when it came to writing, I learned everything on the job over 20 years. And it wasn't until like halfway through that I realized, oh, you know what? I love writing. So, you know, I didn't go to school for that. I don't have any kind of major in history or anything like that. That's my sister. But, you know, it's just like life is the best teacher.
Yeah, it is. It is. And if you can draw on those experiences for your characters, your situation, it makes you so much richer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I like to tell people, be nice to me, or I'm going to put you in my next book. So.
And you're not going to be the hero.
Right.
Nope. So you may not like that, but
I'll knock you off at chapter 12 or something.
I like old Harold. He's really nice. He's a nice man.
So you've looked at the book?
I've
course.
just about, yeah. I've read it. I've read most of it.
Okay.
And I admit I skimmed to the end, but because I wasn't finding what happened, so I know that I won't tell it all, but I know what happens to him and his love interest.
Yeah.
I know all of that stuff, but it is. I don't want to tell everybody, because I want to tell our listeners. My tagline is "Get the book." I enjoyed it. When I read stuff, I am a visual person. So if you describe something to me, it's like I see it. I saw that pen going up his arm.
Yeah.
I just saw it. And seeing him right and him trying not to. And it was like a movie in my head.
Yeah. That's what I hope it comes out to be.
And
listen to the audio. If you get a chance, listen to the audio, because it adds more flavor to it. Sound effects.
And I saw the letters. I saw the letters going across and going in his head. It's just beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is a good story. It brought me in. And because I like pens, right? I like pens, and I will steal a pen in a minute.
Yeah.
It got me from the very beginning. I found myself smiling when he talked about, Harold liked different pens. And I was like, I never thought about going to the stores and little shops and looking for the pens, because I love a good pen.
Taking them from other people. Stop that.
She's the one that walks away when she's at the bank. She'll sign something and then she'll put the pen in her purse.
Go to the antique stores or collectible stores. They've really got some weird looking pens. It's really cool.
I'm gonna have to do that.
Hell yeah.
But I love the thought of having this particular pen with never ending ink. And
that's right.
It's just beautiful. That's
right.
Wonderful. Get the book, guys. It's great.
And how do we get the audio?
The audio is on Audible.
It is on
Audible. Okay. I signed up, y'all. I signed up for a trial membership of the audio book.
You're gonna love it.
I think I will.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that is awesome. That is awesome. Mm-mm-mm. I like there's some things, and I want you to talk about it a little bit, uh, uh, about dreams.
Mm.
Dreams, and I made some notes that you had about achieving your dreams. Your the statement resonated with me about if people knew they have the power within to make a difference, it would change their lives for the better.
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
and the tagline that I have for my coaching business is "You have the power to change your world."
Mhm.
And
Yes.
so that resonated with me. So when I was reading about dreams and how to achieve your dreams, because we say all the time, follow your dreams. If there's
Hmm.
you think about something that you're passionate about, even if you can't do it by yourself or whatever, just don't give up on your dreams and all those
Yeah.
things. So talk to us a little bit about dreams. I know you said to achieve your dreams you have but to believe that your dreams are achievable, and
Yes, that's right.
sometimes that's one of the most difficult things for us to do, because we'll have this dream and we'll think, oh, it's just in my head. It's never going to happen. I mean, you could have very
Mm.
easily done that with this work and said, well, that's not feasible or that's not plausible. But I like what you said before, which was, I don't really care. I want, I want to share it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes that's how our dreams feel. It's great if you come on board, but if you don't, hey, I'm going with it. I gotta go.
Yeah.
Talk to
Yeah.
us a little
Yeah.
bit, just a little bit about achieving dreams.
Well, achieving dreams, there's a lot of people that say, well, all you got to do is think about it or talk about it. No, you got to do a little more.
Mhm.
It's important that when you select a dream that you want, that you do three things. You got to see it. You got to have some visual, whether it's a picture or a drawing. You got to hear it, which means you got to talk about it out loud. Talk about, I, I want that car. Here it is. It's a convertible. It's blue. It's a Tesla. It goes real fast. Then you got to feel what it's like to have that dream already. It's
Mhm.
out in my yard, parked in the driveway. I put my hands around it. I tell it, Alexa, start the car. And you drive it and you feel the air going by. All of these elements talk to your subconscious, because in your subconscious is where you formulate the habits, you formulate the reality of what your dream's going to be. Because when that gets established, then your behavior changes, and your behavior changes, your outcome will change. So it's kind of all linked together. Achieving the dreams it's a process, but the the key is consistently think about it, consistently feel about it. Feeling of the dream and achieving it is what is the fuel that makes it all come together. It's the emotion that you put in it that'll combine the visual, the audio, everything else. It's in your head and your heart and your mouth. All three of those combined make that solid. Now, a lot of people will maybe lose heart, or maybe their dream is something that's huge, like, oh, I want $10 million tomorrow. Well, come on now, you got
Good luck.
yeah, gotta come back to a little bit of reality. Maybe $1,000,
Right.
maybe $1,000 next week. That's
Yeah.
cool. So the thing is, this process is something that's been used for a long, long time by many, many people. It has never, ever gone wrong. It takes time, yes. It may not be instant, yes, but it does work. There's many people that have created something out of nothing, and their belief in it was so strong. They thought about it, they talked about it, they believed it. And when I say believe it, I mean you feel it emotionally, that it actually comes about. George Washington Carver, the guy who knows about peanuts. And people say, what are you doing growing peanuts? Oh, well, let me think about it. What am I doing? And then he really got into it, and he was the best prolific inventor of everything you can do with a peanut. And
Right.
let's see, who else? Tesla, who believes so much in electricity and how it works that he created magnificent machines that create the electricity we have today. It wasn't Edison. Edison tried to discourage it.
Yep.
Tesla is the one that created the type of energy we use today.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Mhm.
Gosh, there's so many people who have focused on what they see,
See.
what they hear, what they feel, that it actually has to. It's the law of the universe, if you want to call it about that.
Mhm.
That if those things come together, the universe has no choice but to help you do it. And a lot of times it's through inspiration that you hear your next step. It's the inspiration. And if you act on that next step, then you're closer. And you act on the next step, you're closer. If you don't act on it, it's just a daydream.
I tell you what, that is, listeners, that's just, to say that is great advice is an understatement. I mean, those are words to live by, because so many times we give up too soon.
Right.
Yes.
So many times we will, because no one else seems to believe in what we are trying to do or say or achieve, that we begin to doubt that there is value, and
Mhm.
we stop. We were reading a poem on another program that
Mhm.
says, don't quit, you know, you
Mhm.
can't stop. And if you don't take anything else away from this tonight, believe I can achieve the dream. I
Yes.
Oh, that's
achieve
awesome.
Yeah.
the dream. And that is, oh my goodness, that is wonderful. Our time, believe it or not, is almost up.
Oh,
But
I'm having fun.
before
Yes.
But
It
look,
goes
you're
so
coming
fast.
back with the next
Yeah,
book.
I'd like to do that. Yeah.
Please do.
Absolutely.
Please do.
Absolutely. But before we leave, you know, we're always, whenever we have authors on, for our listeners, whenever we have authors on, we go through this little thing and making sure, you know, we want to bring you on, make sure that your lighting is okay, and make sure that you're in a good space, and, you know, the
Yep.
children aren't running around and all of this. Well, we all have our different backgrounds that we have every week. And I know there's somebody out there saying, where is he anyway? That is yet another story to tell.
Yes.
But we could get a preview.
That's right. Dennis, tell our listeners very, very quickly where you are and what you're doing there.
That's not a Zoom background. That is not a Zoom screen.
No, that's
Not
a
a
real
screen.
background. That's
This
the
is
RVs and my banjo's hanging on the wall back there. And there's our fireplace up on
Oh,
the
wow.
wall.
Yeah.
And
I didn't know you could get those in an RV.
well, you can't.
Oh,
What
okay.
they are is they're made for boats, wooden boats.
Oh,
And I talked to a few people that have done this, and I said, "All right, let's do it." So my wife and I said, "All right, how do we do this?" So we learned how to do it. It does work. It's fine. Nothing's caught on fire or anything.
good.
But we are kind of like, the RV has solar, it has wood heating ability, it has everything it needs to do to be off grid if I want it to be, but then I
Wow.
can't get my internet.
Right?
So we are in Idaho right now, in a small town. And the reason we came up here is because we came from southern Utah, which right now is 115 degrees in heat.
Oh my God.
And we came
Wow.
up here to 90 degrees in heat, and we're going, yes, this was the right decision.
A little cool breeze.
Corky's mother lives nearby, so we're able to visit her. She's 88
Oh
this year.
wow.
And so we're spending as much time as we can with her.
Mm-hmm.
But we enjoy the RV life because, you don't have to suffer with RV life. We have a hot tub.
See that?
Yeah.
I tell
We
Whitney.
living it up then.
Yeah,
I would
hey,
do it
you know,
if we had all that in it.
I'm not throwing everything away. It's one of those inflatable ones that you can inflate with air, and put
Mhm.
water in it, and it works fine.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so we enjoy life, have our music and our videos, and we both are authors and write. And Corky is a marriage coach, so she
Oh,
has her group of people. She
Yeah.
wants people to succeed in their marriages and so forth. So she has
That's
her
awesome.
thing that she does, and I have what I do, and we work together on it.
That's awesome.
That
That's
and
awesome.
travel around.
Yeah, and we travel around. We've been we go south for the winter. We're going to go down to Arizona for the winter, and we come up here for the spring. But there's other places we go. We go to southern Utah for let's say the fall and the spring. That's where my mother is,
Hmm.
and so we right now we're staying locally in the area. But we've gone out to California, Northern California. We like that. We've gone down to Southern California once. Went to Disneyland. And other than that, we stayed mostly west.
Okay.
West is mostly favorable for wide highways, tall bridges you can get under. Where you go further east and the roads get smaller and the bridges are lower. And
Yeah.
so we said, nah, we'll just drive back or fly back there instead.
That's awesome.
That's good.
I tell you what, guys, if you are wondering, can I do it? If you're thinking I can't have it, if you think, maybe this isn't possible, remember this show.
Yes.
Oh, it's doable.
Yes.
Yeah, it's doable.
You can achieve the dream. You can achieve the dream. And
That's
I
right.
tell you, Dennis, it has been a joy
Yes.
to have you on the program. It's always so interesting that when we have the opportunity to speak with interesting people,
Yes.
and that it goes way
So
beyond
fast.
the book.
Interesting person.
Victoria,
I'm an
always
interesting
reminds
person.
us, get the book, get the
Get
book.
the book.
Yeah,
Get
Yeah.
the book.
Okay,
This is
where do we get the
my-
book?
ready for the
Uh,
next series.
actually, any online booksellers has it.
Okay.
The two popular ones would be Barnes and Noble or Amazon. And I think if you go to thepen.dennislgalloway.com,
Hmm.
I think I also list one other site that publishes it for me or prints it for me. I have a publisher called Aviva Publishing, but I have a printer, and you can go there and get it as well, fresh off
Okay.
the press.
And that is where we find you as well. So
Hmm.
awesome.
Good. Good.
There any closing comments that you would give to any of our aspiring authors tonight?
Stick with it. Don't give up. Be consistent by sitting down every day for 10 minutes or an hour, or decide I want to write one paragraph or two, but do it every day. Because you get out of that, it's hard to get back into. Where was that character? What did that
And where
say?
have we heard that before?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So I hope you all, anybody interested in the story challenge that we had going on, hear those words. Don't quit. Be consistent. Write a little bit every day. Do a little bit of something every day, and you will achieve the dream. You can do it.
That's right.
Yep.
Do it. That's awesome. Ruth or Victoria, do either of you have any closing remarks tonight?
I just want to thank Dennis again for joining us. We look forward to having you back, of
Yeah.
course.
Okay.
But no, all our listeners, whether you're on Facebook, SIBN, or in this country or outside, we thank you for listening to us. If you want to reach us, you can email us at authorsup@gmail.com.
And I just want to say thank you, Dennis, for being with us. My cheeks are hurting from smiling. I have been smiling from beginning to end, and that usually means that I like the book. I love the book. I love
Thank
the book.
you.
I love the book. I love the story.
Thank you
Drew
so
me
much.
in from the very beginning, and I wish you well. And like I said, I am now following you. I already looked at the link that you gave us, the is.gd/the pen. I've already been on there.
Okay.
You got me.
All right. Yes. Thank you so much for being on and being so kind to me and having a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
Wonderful,
Um,
wonderful. We look forward to having you come back, and we're going to ask you to hang out for just a minute when we shut our show down. And
Okay.
thank all of you for being here. Let me see what Francina says will tell us about the challenge we're given to choose today.
yes,
Today is the deadline.
I'll follow up. I will
it.
follow up with all of those who signed up with the challenge.
That's right. That's right. You will hear from Miss Ruth. Yep. So I think we got it all in. I think we did everything that we set out to do. For those of you who enjoyed the program and want to hear it again or weren't able to share, and you have somebody that you think would benefit from it, we have a replay on Saturday evenings at 7 p.m. So you are more than welcome to come back to that. And on Sunday, next Sunday, we will be right back here. Imagine that. We're going to be right back here next Sunday at 7 p.m. with something new and something different and something you'll enjoy and something you want to tune back in and participate with us, because we, as you can tell, really, really enjoy what we do. So we invite you back next Sunday at 7 p.m. Thank you so much for joining. As Ruth said, our regular audience here and our international audience as well. Thank you so much for being with us. We hope to see you next week right here, because you never ever know what will happen. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Mwah.